WVVA in Focus, a weekly program about important issues and events in the two Virginias.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this edition of In Focus. I'm your host, Melinda Zosh. Let's talk about some regional and local entertainment for this segment. So the Charleston Stern Wheel Regatta is set to make a grand return this summer, and a Mercer County band will be the opening act for Martina McBride. They call themselves Chucky, Lilly, and the Grip. Our Ben Schwartz takes a look.
The fact that we're home, see, that's cool.
8 musicians of very different backgrounds.
The fact that we get to come together and bring those different styles together. I mean, I spent years playing jazz, like he's blues, we've got rock and everything, and it's fun, it's unique.
Now seeing their hard work pay off as they prepare for the big performance the first Saturday in July.
My entire vocal style is fashioned after Martina McBride.
This is what I want to do, and then the fact that I get to do it with people that's right here in my backyard, I mean, dude, who wouldn't take that opportunity?
Home base for the band is right here in drummer Randall Jackson's basement.
If you really want to hear talented, good music, you can get it right here. Everybody here is like Mercer County.
Jackson says he's slowly added to his collection of equipment for 30 years. And now, after a brief incubation, Chucky, Lilly, and the Grip are ready to hit the big stage.
As long as we're enjoying it and the music's good, that's the main thing, is that as long as the music is good. You know, we don't want to be, nobody here wants to be mediocre. Everybody here wants to give it the best shot that they possibly can.
Here for you in Mercer County, Ben Schwartz, WVVA News.
All right, thank you, Ben. And Chucky, Lilly, and the Grip will open for Martina McBride Saturday, July 2nd at the Charleston Stern Wheel Regatta. And the regatta will run from Thursday, June 30th through Monday, July 4th, and will feature all-day festivities for kids and adults of all ages, and of course, great live entertainment. So now we're going to hear from Chucky Lilly himself. Chucky, thank you so much for coming to our studio today.
Well, thank y'all for having me. It's good. I'm liking it.
I'm liking it too. I'm jamming along to your music. I'm like, they're cool. So everyone in the band, they're all from Mercer County then?
Yeah, there's so much that goes on here that a lot of people don't know about. And when I decided that we were going to kind of do this thing, I wanted a bigger sound, so I just started making phone calls and shaking the bushes and talking to people that I knew. And the next thing you know, I had more people I knew what to do with. So I called them and everybody showed up. And then we just decided that this would be something that's good. I mean, and it all happened so fast.
When did your band form?
Well, what happened is that last year, just on a whim, just because I got this little thing, is that I wrote a song that I've never actually even put down on paper. It's just in my head. And I had a friend of mine. He's a world-renowned harmonica player named Little John Crisley. And I called Little John. I said, Little John, I got a song. I need some harp. And he said, okay. So we came in and we done this song. It's about being a mailman. Real low key, real easy song, kind of a throwback thing. And we did it, and it turned out great. It was what I would hoped it would be. And then I put it on all your little things, you know, like Apple and iTunes and this, that, and you know, everything else. And next thing I know, phone starts ringing, and then people say, you know, like, who are you? What do you do? And then I, you know, gave him a brief history. And then I had a fella, he lives in Charleston, named Ben Robinson. Ben used to work for Rolling Stones.
Wow, the Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones magazine now. The magazine.
Gotcha.
And he made rockumentaries. And he said, I'd like to do a video of that. So I let him do a video of it. Okay. So then the phone starts really ringing. And the next thing I know, there's people wanting to come. So I said, okay, I'm not going to do this style. I love country music. I mean, I grew up in it, it's here, and I mean, I do. I love it. I love bluegrass music. That's not my heart. Okay, this is. And so I had to find some horn players. I had to find a Hammond player, keyboard player. Then I had to find me some backup girls that dress in sequins, which they do, you know, to put it all together. And we come up with a show, more of a groove, kind of boogie, Jam, I'm a blues guy. That's my thing. That's what thrills my heart. And went out and did a little show, and then the phone rang more. So then we went to the Clay Center in Charleston. Then we got a call from the Regatta. Now there's talk we might get to do some things in the Coliseum later on this year. I've gotten calls from Frederick, Maryland, from Ohio, from Minnesota, places like this. I got a call to go to Arkansas. I can't go to Arkansas for 3 hours. I can't do that. You know, if we had a lot going on, but you know, what would it take for you to come out, you know, to Arkansas? And I told the fella, I said, a lot of money and a U-Haul. So, but it's been fun.
Yeah. So how does it feel though to know, like, okay, basically you and your band, like, your hometown people here in Mercer County, but your name is getting around, and your music, what you love to do is getting out there and getting known.
Well, see, that's it's a blessing, but and it makes you feel good. I've told people I've been a picker forever. Okay, this is just what I love to do. You know, and I tell people that, you know, I get paid to set up, I get paid to tear down, I get paid to rehearse, we get paid to drive there and back. But when we play, you actually, in your heart, you'll play for free. So if I play something that you enjoy, then see, that's the feeling, that's the vibe. Can I relate what I'm feeling to you? You know, if I'm having a good time, and you're sitting back and going, oh, I feel it too, okay? Then that's what you want. And that's the good thing. And as long as people are enjoying it, and it's and as big as it's supposed to get, it'll get.
So how did you get into blues music? You said it kind of set your soul on fire. You love blues. How did you get into it in the first place?
Well, when I was a kid, when I was young, my father passed away as a little child. So I had to go to live with my grandparents. And then all of my family played, my aunts, my uncles, my Uncle Delbert, my Uncle Henry, my Uncle Charles, which people in this area are going to know as Rex and Elnor Parker. And they actually were part of where we are today. He was a member of the Grand Ole Opry. I mean, but when WHIS was just a radio station, they were regulars on there. So, I mean, they kind of got all that going. And that started me wanting to play. That opened something up. And I wasn't but about 4 years old, and I used to sit around on little plastic guitars and make up songs, you know. I would I'd go in my bedroom, and my granny had a big dresser with a mirror on it, and I'd take a hairbrush, and I'd open the drawer, and I'd stick that hairbrush in there, so the part would stick up here, and I'd sing in that hairbrush, and I'd look at myself in the mirror. So I just kept going with this. Well, then I got moved around a little bit, and believe it or not, I wound up in D.C. And then when I wound up in D.C., then I started getting turned on to different kinds of music. And that's where this D.C. groove that you get downtown, that back in the old days, that was about the only place you could hear it. And to hear these riffs and these followings and things like that, and it just opened it up and opened, and the more I heard it, the more I had to have it. And then I knew that was it. And then I just sat down and just worked on it and just played and worked on it and played and worked on it and played.
So what instruments were you playing at that point when you were in D.C.?
I was playing guitar. I actually played drums for a little bit, but the drummers, they work too hard.
It's too much.
Yeah, and they're always in the back. You know, you can't, and people always get in the way. So, so I played guitar. I'm a bass player. I can play bass as well. I play guitar. I love playing slide guitar.
Now, what's slide guitar?
A dobro on steroids. Okay.
I need to see one of these.
Yeah, a lot of attitude. I mean,
okay.
Getting it. And I just kept learning the riffs and trying to listen to sounds and tones that people made. And I'd go listen to things, you know, bands in the area, like back in D.C., they had the James Offey Band, and then they had a really good blues band that everybody loved called the Nighthawks. They're still actually active today. Wow. And it just, and it fed it and fired it, and I'd play with different kind of amps, and I'd play with different kind of guitars, and now that, and just learning how the old-fashioned way. See, we didn't have, when I was playing first, you know, years ago when I first got into it, we didn't have all these electronics that we have today. Not that it's a bad thing, but you had to go old school. If you was listening for a sound, you had to keep turning knobs until you found what you was listening for.
Lots of work.
Yeah, but it made you better.
True.
And
made you sharper.
It did, and I'm glad that I grew up in that era. You know, I'm liking it.
Well,
you know.
I can't wait to hear some of your music, and I do want to let our viewers know we have Chucky Ray's music video that he was talking about in this segment. We're going to talk about some more things. I have some more questions for Chucky Ray, and then we'll get to the music video later. We do have to take a quick break, though. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back. This morning we're talking about the local band Chucky Ray, Lilly, and the Grip. They're going to be opening for Martina McBride coming up at the Regatta on Saturday, July 2nd. Joining me again is Chucky Ray, Lilly. So Chucky Ray, let's talk about what folks can expect at the Regatta this year, and specifically when you're opening for Martina.
There's a vast variety of things that they've planned. I mean, they have really went all out for this. I don't care from 5 to, I don't care what age bracket you put on. There's going to be something there for everybody that they'll truly enjoy. The boat races are back. The BMX bikes are going to be rolling this year, doing little I mean, it's just, they've really put a lot of thought and effort into this. So if you want something to where you can take your family out and enjoy it, I mean, and it's a no-brainer. I mean, it is. You're going to hit a home run as soon as you get there. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it sounds like the Regatta has something for everyone, as you had mentioned. Like, if you're a kid and you're an adult, your grandma, grandpa, come on out, bring the whole family. And for the actual timing of the performance for Martina, is it 6:30 that night on the 2nd?
No, we go on at 6:30.
Run at 6:30.
And then she'll probably go on somewhere between, I would say around 8, maybe a little after.
Okay.
Because you got to change over the stage. We've got a little bigger band than what she does, and it's going to be don't get scared, but it's going to be a contrast to what she does. We're not a country band, but the music that we play is full of energy. I promise you that we'll be into it 110%.
So is it original songs or covers that you're going to be performing, you and your band?
Both. I made myself a vow when we got this together, and I actually decided that I was going to go back and play, you know, blues music, because I had played country music for when I actually got back into music several years ago. And some people you've had on here before, Mackenzie and Shane.
Yeah, okay, Mackenzie Phipps and Shane Begley.
Yeah, and we all were together, and we kind of got Mackenzie up and running, so to speak, to where she could kind of flow through it. And I love them to death. She's talented. She's I mean, and they're great people.
Yeah.
That's just not my vibe, you know, that's not my thing. So when you come to hear us, you know, we'll do some of the originals, and then one by each one of the 3 kings. Now, and everybody's like, who's the 3 kings? Okay, all right. You got Albert. Everybody knows Albert King. You got B.B. King. And you got Freddie King. All right. They're not brothers, but they're all great. And I promised myself I would do that. And you'll hear stuff, you know, Lord, Born Under a Bad Sign. For people who know blues music, we'll be doing Going Down, Born Under a Bad Sign. We'll do some Delbert McClinton, you know, we'll do some Us. We're all over the place, you know, and but that's good, because the whole idea is, once again, is to keep it rolling and to make sure that what you're doing, you're doing.
How does it feel to be able to perform on local stages here, but also on a big stage like the one at the Regatta coming up? Like you said, it's a contrast in music between you and what Martina does with her country, but still, you're going to reach a large audience. Thousands of people are expected to be there.
Well, this ain't the first time that I've went this route before, you know, in doing this, but it's, it don't matter if there's one person or 50,000 people. You always give it your best shot.
That's right. There we go. I like that.
Always give it, because people pay the same money. We played a place one time, and we opened the curtain up, and there was 700 chairs, and there was one guy sitting in the front of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and we stopped, and I looked at him, I said, brother, I said, you're the only person in here. I said, but just because you by yourself don't mean, we said, we're going to give you the whole show, and we're going to give you everything we got.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and he looked at me, and he said, well, if you're going to, get started with it, my man, because I'm the guy that's got to fold all these chairs.
So that's a funny reaction. He said, go ahead, because I have work to do.
Yeah, that's right. No, but it's wonderful, you know, it's to see so many people.
Yeah.
You know, it's great, and to know that you can reach that many people and they enjoy it. That's all we care about. take this with a grain of salt because I really don't mean nothing, but I'm famous enough. Okay, I really am. I just want people to have a good time that day. If you want to come up and shake my hand, you know, I'm not on any kind of pedestal or anything. Although if you get there now, you can buy a T-shirt. That helps. You can buy a T-shirt.
cool.
You can buy a hat. You can buy a koozie. You can buy other things. And everybody that I play music with, you know, Randy, Greg, the girls, which got their own thing, you know, Wildfire Honey, they got their own thing too, you know, and Seth and Chris and Jacob and Dan Turner. Everybody knows Dan here because Dan's very accomplished. All of them but 3 are school teachers.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a good thing this is on Saturday. If not, I'd be getting a call from somebody at the Board of Education. Where's everybody at?
Right, where's our teachers at? Right? We need them here.
But they're all so talented, you know. Everybody, they look at me and they kind of say, okay, you know, Chucky Ray, Chucky Ray, Chucky Ray, but they're just as good as what they do as what I do, you know.
So how many members total are in your band? How many people?
See, I ain't never counted it up. I just know there's a passel of them. There's 3, 6, 8, 9.
9 people, okay.
9 people. We got bass, drums, keyboard, organ, guitar. I got 3 horns and 2 backup singers.
How much practicing and rehearsals do you all have to do to, you know, be ready for a performance like this?
Well, if you plan it right, it's not all that bad. It's almost like if you plan a big meal with your family, everybody chips in, does a little bit. So what we do is we try to map out what we're going to learn, who we're going to learn it by, what key, and then we all listen to it and try to come prepared. Then when we sit down, we'll work on it. We were together last night for about 3.5, 4 hours, and we just, you know, we go over same thing over and over again to make sure we got it. And then we'll get together in another week or so and we'll spend another 3, 4, 5 hours and we'll go over it again, And when we know we've got all the little details worked out, then we'll kind of polish it up. We'll go through the show, make sure we got it, go through the show again, make sure we got it. And then we relax knowing that's, you know, the fun of it is when you go in somewhere and you know you're prepared, then you can relax and enjoy what you're doing.
Right, because then you're confident and you know, like we've done this, we've polished it up, we're ready to go.
That's right.
Do you all have a CD out yet?
Not yet. I'm contemplating. I'm going back into the studio to record. Like I said, this wasn't supposed to happen.
Right, but it did.
That's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
like you making a batch of cookies, and the next thing you know, somebody's going to tell you, say, okay, I got a warehouse for sale. That's what happened here. And to say that I got caught totally unprepared is an understatement. But I've got several ideas. I'm hoping that maybe by spring of next year, we'll have enough stuff together to where it'll go, and then we'll roll with it. And I like to go in different directions. Like I said, what you hear on our video that Little John and I did, and what we do now are almost worlds apart. It was just something. And then they asked me what I like to do, and then they give me such a blank palette. You know, when you come here, play anything you want, do what you want, be what you want, just make sure you got it together. And that's where we all went, and it was wild. We did a show at the Clay Center, and it was really, really nice. We really enjoyed ourselves. Everybody treated us tremendous. I'm not gonna say our every whim was met because we didn't have a bunch of whims. We just asked, all I want, I'll tell you something funny, and it's true now. When I go play somewhere, as long as we have a nice place to where we can change, we have facilities to make sure that everything is together and you cover the bases. The only thing that I require on a contract is Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Cherry Kool-Aid. That's the magic. That's the potion.
Hey, that's some good stuff.
It is. I'm addicted to it. That and chocolate milk.
And chocolate milk, hey, you can't complain if you got those 2 things. I mean, that brings out the kid in all of us, Kool-Aid and chocolate milk.
Well, that's exactly right.
I can go for some right now.
I'll roll with you.
We do have to take a quick break, though, but I do want to let our viewers know to stick around. We're going to watch Chucky Ray's music video right after this break. It's really cool. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. This morning, I'm talking to Chucky Ray Lilly. He's part of Chucky Ray Lilly and the Grip Band. They're opening for Martina McBride on Saturday, July 2nd at 6:30 in Charleston at the Regatta. And Chucky Ray, we've made our viewers wait a while to see this music video, but I think it's time. I think we should take a look at it.
Roll with it.
All right, let's do it.
bulldog barking out a warning. Got a car coming down the road first thing this morning. No need to worry, he just bringing the dirt road. Eyes out the window, studying the box, wondering if he'll roll by or if he's gonna stop. No need to worry, he just bringing the dirt road mail. Correspondence from near and far, he got them all lined in order in trays in his car. Letter from Aunt Jenny, a card from Uncle Will, this week's paper and this month's bills. Now if you need him to pick up, just raise the flag. He'll stop and get it and put it down in his bag. No need to worry, he's just bringing the dirt road mail. Correspondence from near and far, lined up in order in trays in his car. Yes, a letter from Aunt Jenny and a card from Uncle Will. Last week's paper and this month's bill. Oh, now if you need him to pick up, just raise the flag. He'll stop and get it and put it down in his bag. Yeah, now, no need to worry, he's just bringing the dirt road mail. I said there, no need to worry, he's just bringing up the dirt road mail.
Oh, Chucky Ray, that is a great video. Oh, great job. And you wrote that song. That's incredible. Your performance was incredible. And now, where was that music video actually shot at?
That was shot in Lerona, out where I'm a mailman, actually on the route. My buddy, Mr. Thorne, out on Old Lerona Road. I went by one day and I asked him, I said, can I borrow your house? And he looked at, you know how I am, and he looked at me funny and said, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I said, I want to do a music video and I want to shoot it at your house. Will you let me do that? And he said, yeah. So, and they were accommodating. They moved everything out, and we sat down there, and then Ben come down and set his cameras up, and we did the walkover and the pass-through. It went great. We shot it. It didn't come back through, and it was great.
Oh, I mean, everything about that video was great, though. I mean, the singing, the harmonica, the way it was shot, the old-style film. Oh, that was so cool.
And actually, the guy who actually produced the soundtrack, Randy Jackson, and I recorded that here in Bluefield again, out at East End. He played bass and drums, both, on the video. There was only 3 of us that did the video, and we cut that video in about 40, or I'm sorry, the soundtrack cut it in about 40 minutes.
Wow, that sounds like it's quick, like it didn't take that long.
It went together. The hardest part was making sure we had to walk through it. Can't get out of first gear because the vibe and the way that it was propped and set, it was a retro, so we had to be careful. Because when you come see us, you know, like we're rippers. I mean, that's what we do. It's loud, and we emotion and singing and loving it and going it. This one, you just had to act like your grandpa would say, like you had a little sense, you know? So, but once we got through it, it was great. And Little John, Little John's a master. I mean, he's been everywhere, so.
Oh, well, I'm just amazed. We're almost out of time here, Chucky Ray, but any concluding thoughts for our viewers or those who may be planning on coming out to the Regatta now? You know you want to come out and see him and his band, right?
Yes,
I know
please.
I do.
If you're from here, the Regatta would be a great day, great fun. Take your family, take it all in. Come join the show that night. The show for us, as well as Martina McBride that night. There's no charge for the venue. And if you get there, come up, shake my hand. I'm an everyday guy. Just let me know. And if you enjoy yourself, let me know. That's all I ask.
Oh, yeah, like you said, whether there's one person or 50,000, he's there to make you all have a good experience. Well, we've run out of time. Chucky Ray, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it more than you know.
Of course. All right, that does it for us. We'll see you all again next Sunday. Have a great day.